Hey, Tim Bratz here. Hey, I own multiple 7-figure, 8-figure businesses. I own over 4,000 rental units, and I do some coaching and consulting on the business development side of things. And I've been in business for a long time and been doing it at a high volume for a long time. And one of the questions I get a lot is, how do you expedite success, right? How do you take that timeline that it takes to go from getting started to being successful, and how do you consolidate it? How do you compress it? You've probably heard there are no shortcuts to success, right? You just got to kind of put in the work. Well, I think for the most part that's true. There is one way that I know of to shortcut success. You are watching this video because you're interested in leveling up your business, leveling up your life, and you're going to be successful one way or another, right? Like the reason you just being here means that you have what it takes to be successful, to push forward, to push through headaches and hurdles and all the other things that come with business, that you're gonna face with business. So here's the thing, you're gonna be successful. The question becomes, how quickly can you do it on your own versus doing it with some support, right? Versus doing it with some help. And I remember early on, well, not early on in my career, it was midway through my career. I got started investing in real estate and really on the entrepreneurial route in 2008, 2009, and I was a solopreneur. I was doing literally all the work myself. I was investing in single family homes, a little bit into apartment buildings, had just gotten started in some, again, those small multifamilies, and I was doing everything. I was finding deals. I was underwriting those deals. I was raising the private money on those deals, securing the financing on those deals, closing on those deals, lining up contractors, moving utilities over, paying utility bills, paying every sort of accounts payable, receiving accounts receivables. I was the one knocking on doors, collecting rents, posting eviction notices, going to eviction court, meeting with attorneys, there for the move outs, meeting with the bailiffs, turning the units, meeting the contractors there. Like you name it, I was doing all of it, right? Like nauseatingly just getting pulled in every single different direction. And I remember seeing these big businesses and I'm like, how the hell do you go from being a solopreneur to actually owning a big business? And I got a phone call in late 2014 inviting me out to what's called a mastermind. If you're not familiar with masterminds, go and read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And they talk about the concept of masterminds, of any two minds, really, and the more minds you could put in a room, the more collective brain power there is, the more collective experience there is in business. And I got invited out, I didn't know what a mastermind was, and got invited out to a real estate mastermind in early 2015. And it was from somebody I had a tremendous amount of respect for, had the kind of business that I wanted, had the type of lifestyle and time freedom that I wanted. Having money is one thing, but having money and time is a totally different ballgame. And so I believed enough in the person who invited me out to that mastermind that I attended a mastermind. It was $5,000 for a 2-day event. And over the course of the 2 days, I realized that business and all the questions and all the hurdles that we face in business really fall into a few different categories. They all fall into the marketing, the sales, the accounting, the finance, the human resources, operations, the different pillars of business. And regardless of the industry that you're in, business and business development transcends industry or asset class or any sort of different widget, product, good, service that you're offering. And but there's different levels to that. And in that mastermind, I realized that and got the insight and the takeaways that I needed, where I knew that I was going to be successful on my own, but by implementing the takeaways from that mastermind and then staying connected with those resources, I was able to accelerate my business success. And in the next 10 months of 2015, I made 3 times what I made the entire year in 2014. And it's only grown since then. I've been able to build up a big real estate portfolio, built multiple 7- and 8-figure businesses throughout that time, have investments all over the place. And when people ask me, what was the secret, right? What do you attribute your success to? It's legitimately putting yourself in the right rooms, getting around the right people, and joining a mastermind. So what I want to share with you today is the difference between a lot of the other masterminds that I've been in and how we've been able to take the good out of all these different masterminds and refine it into one no-brainer offering, which is called Legacy Family Mastermind. It's something that we've put together, myself, my team, in a way that we can support small business owners and help them level up through business beyond all the glass ceilings that they're going to face, and continuously just continue to jump from level to level and break through any sort of those glass ceilings that you face. So let's dive into it. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of value to joining a mastermind, a lot of benefits to joining a mastermind. One of those things when that first mastermind that I went to, I realized I was in the weeds, right? And you can't see the entire picture when you're in the frame of the picture. So it's important to have people from different perspectives outside of the frame looking into the picture and sharing what they're seeing and what you need to be doing, right? Giving an objective opinion on what you're doing, their experiences, some insights on maybe some things that they've done that have worked, maybe some things that they've done that didn't work, and you can then accelerate your success based on other people's learning curves. The other benefit of a mastermind is it's not just one mentor. I love mentors, I love having mentors, but there are certain mentors that, like a Donald Trump, hey, I take financial advice from the guy, but maybe not marital advice, right? And so there's some people that have one part of their life dialed in, but the beauty of a mastermind is you're sitting around surrounding yourself with dozens of folks who are really dialed in on different elements, and you have many different mentors for different aspects of your life, maybe health, maybe relationships, maybe finance, and you can lean into those relationships, lean into those mentors for what they have really dialed in, and then go to somebody else for the finance side or whatever that looks like. Again, support to push past different hurdles, right? I think a lot of people think, hey, if I go out to this one event, if I can hit that next checkpoint on my journey, then I'm gonna be all set. I found that there's always a next checkpoint, right? There's always a next, if I can just get this done, if I can get to that level. And at every different level of success, there's a new level of hurdles. So it's important to surround yourself with people who can help you push past those levels of hurdles, right? So you're on a trajectory that's not just kind of steadily growing, but when I joined Masterminds, it was steadily growing, and then every time I went out to an event, I'd jump and jump and jump. It was like quantum leaps forward every single time I attended an in-person mastermind. It improved my industry knowledge. It improved the skills. The relationship capital that came from being in that room, I was able to lean on people that I knew in that room and get connected to people that have taken them 5, 10, 15 years to develop a relationship with, like private money lenders. And I was able to get an introduction from those people and expedite those relationships. And now raise money from someone that would have otherwise taken me 5 or 10 years to develop a relationship with. They're able to invest with me and willing to invest with me right there out of the gate. And then those regular meetings, to help continuously level up. As you reach that next level of success, there's another level of problems, come out to another event, punch through it, and again, you have those quantum leaps forward in business. Here's some problems though, right? I've been to a lot of masterminds. I've joined and attended, many different masterminds. Countless, I don't even know how many. Both, in-person one-time events, and then join annual groups. And there's always a hang-up of some sort, right? I've been in groups where there's unqualified leadership. They only coach and they don't actually do business, right? Their only business is the coaching business. That's all that they do. Unqualified advisors who aren't really out there lighting the world on fire. They're just being paid to coach and mentor. I don't think that's the best kind of coach. I think people who are in the trenches, working with you, showing you how to do the business, they can navigate the changes in the economy and the changes in the market cycles quickly because they're actually in there. They're actually doing it. And they can advise better for you. I've been in other groups that are it's a chest pounding competition. Let me show you how successful I am. Let me show you how much money my business makes. And it's more about put the spotlight on me versus an actual giving and offering of insights and mentorship and coaching, right? I don't like the chest pounding competitions. Nobody needs their ego. We want to check egos at the door. I've also been in masterminds where it's all technical skills, right? And it's just, okay, here's the software to use, here's the CRM that we use, here's the direct mail piece that we use, and the technical aspects of business. And then I've been in other ones that are just all strategic. It's all high level, but you're like, where's the actual tactical information on what to implement? I've been in other masterminds where there's no support in between meetings. Hey, we meet 3-4 times a year, and no, you don't get any phone calls. You don't get any support. You got to figure it out on your own for the next 90 to 120 days until we meet in person again. I think there's There's some holes in that. There's some gaps in that. And then the other thing is they're expensive, right? Like that's the one that's on the forefront of everybody's mind. It's paid up front. It's $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 paid up front, one-time fee, and you got to downstroke that check. And you're all of a sudden you're like, that's a hard pill to swallow. That's a lot of money. Doesn't matter how much money you have, right? That's a big check to write up front for a mastermind, especially if you've never been to one. You don't understand the value that can come from these things, that they're investment, and you'll see a return on that. But that's a lot, right? It's uncomfortable from a cash flow management situation. So knowing all the benefits of masterminds, knowing all the pitfalls and maybe hurdles that some masterminds and hangups that you might get from some masterminds, we sat back and we said, how do we develop a new kind of mastermind that takes all the good, removes all the bad, and brings it all together at a no-brainer type of a price point that provides massive, massive value for what it is. So we've designed the Legacy Family Mastermind. It is meant to be a board of directors for your business, right? A lot of small businesses, you're making money, but maybe not enough money to bring on a bunch of multiple six-figure talents to advise you and coach you on your business. That is what this is meant to be. Mentored by industry leaders, people who are marketing ninjas, right? People who are operational assassins, people who have raised hundreds of millions of dollars of debt and equity to take down multiple 9 figures of business transactions, real estate deals, legal background, people who have run billion-dollar hedge funds, right? All these people are the board of directors that we have on our team. We focus not only on the technical elements, right, but also on the strategic business building elements. We really focus on the revenue generating activities and obsess over that. Why? Because revenue solves all problems. If you got enough revenue coming in, you can build your business in a way that puts all the right pieces and parts in place. We also host in-person Legacy Family Mastermind Summits, where we get together a handful of times a year in amazing, fun locations, and we work hard and we play hard. We do daily group boardroom calls to support you in between those big events as well, where my team is available, my executive team is available for you on a daily basis to plug into, ask questions any day of the week, as long as it's not a holiday or we have an event going on. And the entire thing is less than the cost of a virtual assistant on a monthly basis. So let me break it all down for you, and we're gonna dive deeper. Daily boardroom calls. We do group Zoom calls every single day of the week at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. On Mondays, it's my Director of Acquisitions, Nick Burton. On Tuesdays, it's my COO, Matt Carlin. Wednesdays is my Chief Investment Officer, Fadi Boumitri. Thursdays is our Chief HR Director, Scott Hanis. And on Fridays, it's either me or one of my entrepreneurial friends who have built and operated 7, 8, and 9-figure businesses to come in, consult, talk about a special topic or something that they're really, really good at. So Mondays, when you hop on with Nick Burton, my Director of Acquisitions, Nick collects bobbleheads, he collects sneakers, and he's collected thousands of apartment units. He's there to answer questions, not necessarily to coach, not necessarily to teach, not to lecture. This is an Ask Me Anything kind of a session where you can hop on and have him help you with your acquisitions. Have him look and review your marketing pieces. Have him help you underwrite one of your projects. Go through the due diligence checklist. Submit LOIs and offers. Talk about negotiating that you're dealing with some of the sellers. Create lists, transaction coordination, disposition of some of your assets. Developing broker, wholesaler relationships, and more. Tuesdays, my COO, Matt Carlin, is on. He's operated thousands of apartment units, built all of our standard operating procedures, and our entire in-house property management division. He's there to answer any questions you have about operations, any questions you have about project management and dealing with contractors, any questions you have about property management, asset management, standard operating procedures, value add process, key performance indicators for your team management, anything you've got on that front, Matt Carlin, as a multiple six-figure COO, is available for you. Every Wednesday, my Chief Investment Officer, Fadi Boumitri, who's also an attorney, is available at noon. He and I have raised over $100 million in private money. and secured hundreds of millions of dollars of financing for different businesses and different deals. He's there to answer questions about raising capital, staying SEC compliant, marketing to raise that capital. How can you legally post about raising money on social media, right? Deal structure. How do we structure it with our equity investors and our debt side, any joint venture partners? He can help you talk through some ideas on operating agreements, securities documents, business law, contract law, tax law, landlord-tenant law, partnerships, joint ventures, anything like that you have questions, jump on. And he's available for you every Wednesday to be a sounding board and offer insights into any hurdles that you're facing. Then on Thursdays, my buddy Scott Hanis, who's our chief HR director, he used to run a private equity firm and was head of 950 employees. He knows processes on hiring, firing, building a company culture, putting core values in place, putting your organizational chart in place. I don't know of anybody better than him to offer insights on that stuff. So he can help you with some of your businesses, automating maybe one of your businesses so that way you can focus on growing another business. Who to put in the right seats, putting the right people in the right seats, putting performance metrics in place for those folks, employee reviews, employee benefits, navigating this whole COVID situation, anything else that could potentially come up in the future. Scott Hanis is the man for that. And then on Fridays, it's either myself or a special guest speaker, an entrepreneur with 7, 8, maybe even a 9-figure business to talk about some of the growth hurdles that they've faced in business and how they broke past those. So that way you can learn from their experiences instead of having to go through and face those hurdles on your own. A lot of the Friday calls are more strategic goal setting, vision casting, leadership, like things surrounding team building. Maybe we have somebody who talks about alternative asset classes. Marketing, sales, social media growth is one of the things that we've really been talking about, developing yourself as an authority in the space, even authoring a book, anything along those lines, and plenty of other things that I haven't even mentioned will be discussed on the Friday calls as well. So that's just the daily calls. We also have a private Facebook group, the Legacy Family Facebook group, where there's a lot of cool discussions going on, where you can stay connected with all the other Legacy Family Mastermind members on a 24/7 basis. We're doing member highlights, so that way you can network, and that way you know who's who when you come out to the live events. We also record those daily calls. If you cannot make it, you can plug into those daily calls and check those out any time of the week. We have people who plug into those daily calls on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, only as needed, right? So you can utilize it as much as you possibly want, or as little as you want. And we have people in our mastermind who are not just real estate professionals. Obviously, I'm in real estate, so I attract a lot of real estate experts and real estate investors into our mastermind, but we have people who own trucking businesses that do multiple 8 figures a year, people who own publishing companies that do 7 and 8 figures a year, people who own contracting businesses, people who have marketing businesses, who are private money lenders and equity investors, venture capitalists in our group that are all members because it benefits everybody, right? We're more of a business building group rather than just a real estate investment group. We have a lot of technical support and tactical knowledge on how to build your real estate business, but it's not only meant for that. I want you to be a great entrepreneur and somebody who builds wealth as well. We offer an endless amount of documents and digital assets in our vault. The vault of documents is filled up with all of our standard operating procedures that I use in my business on a daily basis. Anything you can think of, like offer templates, calculators for underwriting deals, investment summaries that we use to go out and raise capital from our investors, including our PowerPoint presentations that we go through to raise money from our investors. I have a template of my joint venture operating agreement. Like that alone cost me over $8,000, right? A template of our securities, like private placement memorandums, that cost me $15,000. And I'm not saying that you can use that and plug and play, but at least you can take that document to your attorney and they can just tweak it, assuming you want to structure it similar to how we structure our deals. And it might cost you a couple $1,000s instead of 15 grand for a new one every single time you put it together. We have a credibility kit that's available for our mastermind members that you can lean on our credibility whenever you're out there making offers on deals, dealing with brokers, or working with sellers or private money investors, and tons more. In that vault, we're also releasing a bunch of digital trainings on alternative assets. If you want to learn how to invest in mobile home parks, there's going to be a course in there. If you want to learn how to invest in self-storage facilities, if you want to learn how to develop real estate, or maybe even invest in cryptocurrency and other types of wealth building topics, we'll all have digital trainings on there that we continually update and continually include all the time. It's all included in your Mastermind membership. We also host Commercial Empire. Commercial Empire is a virtual training event that has free access for you and your team to plug into whenever we host these events. We host them a few times a year, and it's a 3-day event taught by me and my team, all about how to find, underwrite, fund, finance, renovate, property manage, and then cash flow apartment buildings and commercial real estate. So you have access to the private Commercial Empire Facebook group also, where there's tons of deal flow, money flow, all in there, great networking in that group. And then one of the other big ones is the Legacy Summit Masterminds. We get together for 3 big summits per year in fun, amazing locations. We've been in Austin, Texas, Orlando, Florida, Las Vegas, Nevada, and a bunch of other really, really fun, exciting locations that we host these events. And I realized we want to go there not only to go and sit in a room and get lectured to. That's not what this is. We have top entrepreneurs presenting on a variety of hugely valuable topics to help you grow your business. We host discussion panels on current events, wealth building topics, business development topics. We do roundtable hot seats where you get to network and talk to people in the mastermind and help break through any sort of hurdles that you're facing right then and there. And we break earlier than most other events because I understand that the value that comes from these things, the magic where that really happens, is in the networking. It's in the connections and the relationships that you'll develop with the people that are in that room. We have over 200 attendees at these events, and so we'll break away, and in the evenings we always have some sort of social event where there's a ton of networking and fun lifestyle kind of activities that we get to plug into.
Tim's incredible. He's definitely stitched differently, right?
Tim's a great guy. He knows what he's doing. The guy is passionate about not just real estate, but about helping people and making a difference.
He's a go-getter, man. He just he seems like he just takes action wherever he goes and makes it happen. Surrounds himself with people that are going to get it done, but also align with his core values.
You have all these gurus out here on Facebook, Instagram, who have all these huge claims. He's real. Like, do your homework on them. Do your homework on the mastermind. It's all legit. There's no fluff. What you see is what you get.
Like any good mentorship, you want somebody who's 3 or 4 steps ahead of you, so you can kind of determine and find out what path you need to go on. And somebody like Tim that I've talked to before, that I've seen on a stage, who other people respect and recognize.
Something about coming into the mastermind groups, and especially around the legacy team, and it's just Tim's energy and the people that he attracts. It's all high level, great conversations, and people that are active, that are already doing deals, right? This is not brand new, rookie in the business. This is somebody that's active, that's operating.
I just really loved his message, loved his consistency. Tim is a guy that proves things with results, so I really appreciate that and respect that. So just been keeping an eye on him and what he's been doing ever since.
Every conversation, the networking, the people that you're meeting are just everything's memorable, and everything's going to be beneficial, all the relationships that we're creating.
The collaboration and the individuals that we're meeting, we're meeting people from all walks of life and in different levels in their business. So we're able to contribute to other people who are just getting started, but at the same time, we're able to receive some great knowledge from people who are really killing it and are in a different level than we are.
Meeting people that know more than we do and that do more than we do. We tend to be at one level, and now we're meeting all these people that are at such higher levels than we are, and we're learning so much.
A lot of times there are other investors out there that have questions that I haven't even thought about, that really kind of sparks the way I think about things or how I would approach things in the future.
Tim has put together a team that not only knows what they're doing at a level of excellence that is incredibly high, but also a team that's filled with humility and wants other people to succeed as well.
Just being around like-minded people, they say you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so just a lot of great operators in this group, lots of people who are doing hundreds of houses a year on 3,000 or 4,000 units. There's just, super solid group of people to be around.
Every aspect of our life, whether it's in business, relationships, lifestyle, like it just forces you to level up because you're around people that are, all the way up here, and sometimes it feels like you need someone to pull you up and help you, and you can get that with everyone that's around. It's insane, it's incredible, it's helped our business grow.
You gotta be part of groups that are gonna stretch you, right? Get outside of your sphere, and people have great ideas, they come in, they're sharing, everybody's out there, you're vulnerable, right? But somebody says something and you're like, wow, that's awesome. And you take that one thing and you put it back in your business, it'll 10x whatever you're doing.
Testimony to Tim's, the group that's assembled here is a lot of other places. There's a lot of chest pumping. And there's not a lot of that in this group, which I'm pretty pleased about.
I think it's a big shift in the mindset and just getting around people that are thinking bigger and they're doing really well in their business, and it's a lot easier to learn from other people's mistakes than your own. So it's just mindset shift is probably the biggest thing.
For me, it's that you invest your time with only a specific number of people. We're both busy. We both have too many kids. Our wives want us around, so we need to spend our time very thoughtfully. And you want to go where you really feel like you're getting a lot of value in Tim's events. And Tim is a guy, he's the best at both.
It's really not that big of an ask from these guys, and it could change your life.
The caliber of people here is just far better than anywhere else that I'm going to get. The mindsets of everybody are on the same level as Tim, and everywhere that everyone wants to go is just higher and higher, and it just pushes me to go. In simple conversations I'm having with people, it's just truly incredible.
If you're having struggles with believing for yourself that you can own 100 units, 50 units, or even own an apartment building or whatever it may be outside of the residential space, if you're trying to level up from residential to something else, I say just come to one of these events, be in this room, listen to what other people are saying, and it's going to inspire you. Because I'm telling you this, I didn't even know that I was going to own an office building, and next, I'm probably going to own an apartment building. So, I'm just excited for possibilities.
So as a recap, we have a board of directors for your business and legacy family, doing daily boardroom calls. There's a private Facebook group to stay connected 24/7, a vault of all sorts of different documents and trainings, access to all of our Commercial Empire virtual events, and 3 Legacy Summit Mastermind events per year, where all you have to do is get there and take care of your hotel room. We take care of everything else. If Legacy Family sounds like something that would help you take your 2022 to the next level, would love to extend an invitation to you to join our mastermind. Just go to legacyfamilymastermind.com. You can learn a lot more about what we do, how we do it, everything that's included in our mastermind, and you can sign up right there. Once you sign up, my team will reach out to you, get you plugged into all the different assets, all the different resources, and the daily boardroom calls, get you details on our next upcoming summit, and have you plugged in within 24 hours. I know that every resource you need is available in the Legacy Family Mastermind. It will help you take your business and your life to levels that you never even dreamt of. So I'm excited to grow together and extend a warm welcome to the Legacy family. Welcome to the fam.